melanin is popping.
I'll tell you right now, I love my melanin.
There's actually 50 shades of melanin.
Legalize it. Yeah. Melanin.
Highly melanated, we're back. Highly melanated, we're back. Highly melanated and highly melanated, we're back. Highly melanated, we're back. Highly melanated, we're back. Highly melanated and highly well-nated. We're back. Highly melanated, we're back. Melanated and highly melanated. We're back. Highly melanated. We're back like we never left. Highly melanated.
You love me. You really love me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Highly Melanated.
Highly motherfucking melanated. We are right back here. Highly motherfucking melanated. We are right back here. Did you miss us?
Right back.
Did you miss us?
We right
Did you miss us?
Beat number 2, we right
Did you
back.
miss us?
We right back. We right back.
Highly
We right
motherfucking
back.
melanated.
We right back.
Highly
We right
motherfucking
back.
melanated.
We right back.
Did you miss us?
We right back.
Did you
Bonus
miss us?
beat.
Boom.
Bonus beat for your ass. Bonus beat.
Melanation.
Bonus beat for y'all asses. There you go.
Melanation
2 for the
Nation.
price of 1.
Okay, it's been a while, guys. Hey, PJ here.
You she like the water.
Like the motherfucking water.
Red, because it's still Leo season.
Oh, okay.
And Care Bear Blair.
Okay, y'all. Okay, well then shit. PJ.
Lotus flower.
Yeah.
There you go.
PJ, beautiful things grow from mud here. And we are all back. We are back, guys. Highly Melanated. Welcome back to another episode of Highly Melanated, where we melanate your palate and feed your motherfucking soul, y'all.
Popped up. Guess who?
Guess who back? Y'all been hungry? So welcome back to another episode of Highly Melanated. As always, guys, you can follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram, which would be Highly Melanated Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter. That is H_Melanated_pod. You can email us, highlymelanatedpodcast@gmail.com. And as always, you can go to our website at www.highlymelanated.com.
This board sounds amazing.
Does sound different.
Just had to say that.
Yeah.
This is clean.
Yeah, no, it's a much better system.
I can hear it. They need to upgrade these goddamn headphones, but yes.
Okay.
Well, Welcome back. And I'm glad, Yoshida, that you noticed our new board. We did some renovations with the restaurant. Welcome back to the Highly Melanated Matter, where we melanate your palate and feed your soul. On today's special, we want to talk about a recap of what everybody's been doing in our lives. But first, a toast. Is there any
we got like
special-
music and shit. Like we legit.
Okay.
It's magical here.
The way it's supposed to
Magical
be.
as fuck.
Yeah.
The way it's supposed to be.
Magical. Toast, anybody?
I have a toast to the fucking good life.
Okay.
Welcome to the good life.
No, just let me get a a polar seltzer with a splash of lime, please.
Oh,
Thank
of course,
you.
madam.
And I would like to give a shout out to my baby cousin who got married this weekend.
Hey!
Yay! Shout out to Jacqueline White, now Jacqueline Corsariel. Yes.
We are going to use the fuck out of these damn applauses.
I'm here for it.
I'm telling you. I want to give a shout out to her. The wedding was beautiful. I'll tell you guys more about it later because that's one of the things I've been up to. But yeah, I'm just super, super proud of her, super happy for her. And I just want to say welcome to the family, JP. There is nobody who I feel is better suited for my little baby cousin. So welcome to the fam.
All right. Then I love it. And you, PJ, Yoshida, what would you like?
Well, I don't know what Yoshida wants, but I can tell you what Yushi wants.
Then Yushi, what would she like?
I would like a passion fruit lemonade with dark tequila and a mint sprig and an orange slice, please.
Absolutely.
And I would like to give a toast to everyone who has made it out of this godforsaken Mercury retrograde.
God.
Beautiful.
Jesus, it was the worst.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everyone who made it out of the Mercury retrograde, who made it past this eclipse season that was back to back, literally. And we're on to the end of the year, which will be a lot better. I survived. I was going through a lot, and I came out on top of the mountain victorious. So shout out to everyone who has also experienced a major victory.
Oh.
I think that was the wrong song.
That was
Well,
the wrong
damn.
sound.
Well, damn.
That was highly incorrect.
All right, that was not. It was supposed to go. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, go ahead.
Shout out to everyone who has accomplished.
Oh, hold on. He's got to put the right one in there.
Shout out to everyone who has accomplished a major victory.
We went through this before with the rich shot. Okay, go ahead.
Including those who came through their relationship woes, because there was a lot of that happening. So shout out to you.
You the real MVP.
I want to give my toast to all of you guys.
Hold on a second. What is your drink, sir?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So how about this? So I actually have dipped into Blair's pool and have see, I can't even say it right. Maybe it's not fully true. Or hasn't fully happened
That's why I
yet.
was looking at you, sir.
I was just with you.
So you can't be over
Bloody
here talking
liar.
shit about people who don't drink and then want to join the team.
I've been slowly drinking. I've been slowly trying to cut down my drinking. Let's say, okay, fine. So I'll just have a vodka soda,
Okay,
which is
'cause
something I
was gonna
never
say,
have.
Cut down from 6 to 5 cups.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll have a vodka soda. And I want to give my shout out to every single one of you guys. Number one, thank you, those of you who have participated in our Highly Melanated Voices. It was awesome actually putting that episode together. If you have not listened to that, that's the previous episode that's released right before this one, where it was all of you guys who participated and just gave your definition for the question of the day, which was, what does pro-black mean to you? So shout out to every single one of you. Here's my toast.
Clink, clink. Oh, I
Wait,
thought you
there's
said-
no. I wish there was a clink, clink,
It
clink
needs to
sound.
be
I'm working on that.
All right. I'll do it.
Fireworks.
Clink, clink button.
There's no fireworks.
Oh.
The clink clink button.
Jeeves, are you going to offer something to Red?
Yes, please, Jeeves, offer it to Red because Jeeves, you have taken from the last time so much time.
I mean, but Red is on a diet, so
So what? Red don't drink water. Red don't drink cucumber water.
Red drank water yesterday.
You should drink water every day.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Oh, you get that one right. All right. I just want to shout out to all the Leos. I don't have anything major, but shout out to all the Leos. Love you guys. Simple.
All right.
For shizzle. Yeah, so now let's get into our highly melanated senses. As you guys know, these are the things that we touch, taste, hear, smell, and see throughout the week or throughout the last couple of weeks that are full of melanation. Does anybody have a highly melanated sense they'd like to share with the group?
I do, actually.
Go for it.
I don't know why I still...
I'd like to say, who does?
Who does?
Sit down.
Jeeves or Chris?
Sit down, Jeeves.
Or
Okay.
Red. I don't even know anymore.
I actually, the one I saw is, I don't know if it's necessarily a positive thing, but it was something that I definitely want to talk about. I don't know if you guys saw the video that was circulating on the internet, with the guy who was on the train and he had the shorter, I believe the gentleman might have been white, and he spit on him, and the guy was already on the train. So the guy used his arms of life to open up the train door.
Wait,
come
so
out and
somebody
beat his
was
ass.
getting on the train. Somebody who was
there-
off the
there
train
was-
spit on him.
You said he used his arms of life. I caught that.
I mean, yes, he was already on a train. They must have, because that's where the video started.
Wow.
He was already on the train. They were already getting into it. The guy spit on him when
And
the
got
door was
off
closed.
the train.
Then
He was off the train.
The white guy was already off the train
Uh-huh.
and spit on him through the little crack
Spit on the black guy.
on the black guy, and the black guy was sitting there literally with his arms trying to open up the door.
Not trying, but did. Oh,
in
wait
the beginning,
a minute. Shit.
in the beginning, it was a try. Then the white guy came back and spit on him and doubled down again. So now by this time, the black guy has his arms through the door, and he powered through it, and then the door just bust wide open. And he started going up to the guy, and he started yoking the guy up to the point where he got the guy pinned on the ground and started wailing on him with one arm to his head. So at one point, the guy is just flailing on the ground, like trying to defend himself. And then his arms just dropped because he was just out cold.
Passed out.
He was just passed out. So
I know I have not seen this video.
so yeah, it's I think I have it, but
World Star!
shout out to him to not wanting to be disrespected, because I was just like,
You ain't gonna spit
why
on me and
I
get
was
away
like, why
with
are you
it.
spitting on people to begin with? So that's a moment.
So I'll give my melanated sense to the sense of sight. This is actual sight. So yesterday I had the chance and the opportunity to screen a short film that I was a part of. Shout out to you, Bloom. But also we watched, this was for the 5th annual Black Film Festival here in Brooklyn. And I got the chance to watch this film called Same Difference. And it was absolutely amazing. For those of you who have never heard of this, Same Difference is pretty much about lesbians and the different categories the different things that goes on within the lesbian community that even us as gay men don't really like. I learned a lot, even though like my sister is, well, not my sister, but shout out to you, Des, is a lesbian. And I know some things, but it was really interesting to watch so many different stories and talking about stud on stud and how they feel about each other. Like example, like how for the gay community, if there were two femme bottoms or two femmes with each other, and how people be like, that don't make no sense. You know, it made absolutely, like, it opened my eyes completely. All of us that was sitting on the other side watching this, because It's kind of segregated, but not on purpose. But then we had to blend it up. But so
Racially segregated?
no, this was a black film. So this actually also no. Oh, segregated? No, as far as the gays
by
and
rules
I'm
and
confused.
roles.
by gays and lesbian. What?
Oh, like the
Why does
gays
it
were on
not
one
make
side of the
sense
room and
for two femmes to be together or two studs to be together. That I don't.
Yes.
It's
So what are you saying, that it only is a masculine and a feminine energy that comes together?
that's
It can't.
yes.
No,
No, I'm not-
we're not saying that it doesn't make sense, like in general. But what we're saying is that actually watching it itself, there is within the lesbian community as well as within the gay community, gay men community, certain different stereotypes that we all see and we all experience. And it's just like it's weird, or it's like it was like eye opening just to watch the idea of if somebody is a stud, which is a stud or an AG or aggressive, they're not. It's like there's usually 3 styles, which is either shortcut, locks, or braids. So like this one, she had a weave. And they were saying that you're not a real stud because you have weave. I mean, it's within each community. So it's like
this whole idea of putting people into boxes.
this is the conversation that we had. So it was a beautiful.
Bitch, I could be a stud and still rock some motherfucking acrylics and some motherfucking
Hair gonna
nails
be
and my
fucking
motherfucking
laid,
weed done,
okay?
and whip that ass and put my dildo on and book your ass.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Somebody out there like, yes, girl. I'm just saying, but that.
It's within our communities we still have a tendency to put ourselves in these other boxes, saying that you can't do this
Those
or
are
you
straight
can't do
boxes.
that.
Stop that shit.
That's the heteronormative. This was the fighting heteronormative
That's all that is.
stereotypes.
Like, if you don't get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, so this was like it was just a beautiful sight to see, and
If they want a thug love, let them thug love.
You know what's funny? Like
I can't with you right now.
Hashtag thug love.
So
You
wait,
know what that reminds? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say this was for those of you who are looking for it, who have never seen this. Number one, this came out in 2015. It was a documentary. It's about roughly an hour and 18 minutes long. It's actually excellent. It's got Felicia Pearson, aka Snoop from The Wire, A.Z. Marie Livingston, who was also played on Empire, the Puerto Rican girl that was in Hakeem's tight unit. I don't know if you guys watch it or the way y'all looking at me like, I don't know what y'all talking about.
The one that he was with, that she got kicked off, and they should have friggin' had her.
Yeah, she's awesome. I mean,
stupid.
There was a few people that we're familiar with, that I'm familiar with, like Young Tef was in it, who's hilarious. And it was just beautiful just to watch that, and then to watch all of us go through all of these like learning new things about it. So it's also won GLAAD Award, the GLAAD Media Award. It was directed by Nika O. My own girl, actually. We just met yesterday, but she's so dope. But yeah, so I just want to give my melanated sense to that.
My melanated sense, I guess, would be the sense of touch and sight. I started working out at, I was a guest at a LA Fitness here in Brooklyn. And so at the gym, a woman approached me and was like, I have a question for you. Do you model? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, because I have like this line of like African like apparel, like head wraps and scarves and stuff that she's like, it's her business that she wants to like start like getting like, some production and publicity and whatnot for, and some marketing for. And she's like, I'd really love to have like some girls like model like some of the stuff for me. And I was like, oh, that sounds so dope. She's like, yeah, you can check it out, see if you like it. So she gave me like a couple samples and was like, I only want you to like model them if you feel like you really like them. And it was just, I don't know, it was this whole thing, like, it was just really cool just to see people out here like legit like grinding, like for their business. And the designs and the patterns and the colors and the prints and everything are so beautiful. Like they're so beautiful. And specifically the head wraps are amazing. They feel so soft because, for natural hair and also relaxed hair too, but you really have to like take care of your hair and be careful about like what type of fabric like you put on your hair, because it can like cause damage and breakage and all kinds of stuff. When I tell you, these head wraps were like of the softest, silkiest satin that I've ever touched in my entire life.
The feel of cotton.
Not the feel of cotton.
You said not
Not
cotton.
cotton. Because cotton is not good for your hair, people.
Yes.
It was the touch, the feel of silky satin wonderfulness.
100% clouds.
And kente cloth.
Wow.
It was beautiful. So,
The motherland.
yeah, shout out
That's
to her.
beautiful.
As soon as we do the shoot, I will make sure to give you guys her Instagram handle and everything so you guys can see it for yourselves too. I would love for people to support her because she's really out here doing the damn thing. So,
Cool.
Nice.
Well, you know, that actually makes me think of something that I did see. I want to give a shout out to my Highly Melanated to something that I saw. And this is going out to the Caribbean community because what's happening is Labor Day weekend is
Labor
coming.
Day.
And
Tree Massive.
is there a horn?
The only horn is this.
No, we're not going to do that. No,
God damn.
unacceptable.
No.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, there's only, yeah.
I don't know party favors. But yeah, there's Labor Day weekend parade is coming, and if you don't know, in New York they always have the Caribbean Day parade for on Labor Day in Brooklyn, and I have to say that the hustle is real. Folks are already setting up and guarding and squatting in their spots, and the stuff that they're starting to set up is like so beautiful and amazing, and it's like, you know, there's like your African garbs to your like all your flags and the food and the coconuts and, you know, just seeing everybody out there, you know, just hustling and doing their thing. Like it's a really beautiful thing. It's so vibrant and it just comes to life, and there's so many different colors and smells and, you know, just all different types of heightened senses that just heighten you and bring you alive. So that's just something that I did see, and so my melanated sense goes out to the Caribbean community.
I think my favorite thing about the West Indian Day Parade is like how all of the different countries like rep so hard for their country, like
they go in.
so fucking hard. It's like, it's amazing. It's like see people like, you can have somebody who is like their great grandmother was from Barbados, and they've been living in America for like generations and generations and generations. So it's like they're still like, they'd be like, yes, I'm from Barbados, motherfucker, and I'm just like, okay, shit. Well, goddamn.
Well, you know what it is? It's like they hear, they take everything in, like all the culture, all the accents, or everything like that. When I was at work today, the client that I had, she was Trini. And I was just like, oh, are you Trini? And I didn't say nothing else. I said, are you Trini? She was like, you Jamaican? I was like, mother is.
That's
like,
the interesting thing too. Like I see like with
people.
like the Caribbean like culture, like everybody's always like identifying like cause, so I have a friend who's Jamaican, and he's always asking people like, oh, like he'll like as soon as he gets like any type of like just small little like indicator, just something. It could be just the teeniest little thing. He asks them, "Are you Jamaican? What are you?" I just think
but some people are so good at it they don't even ask. Like she didn't ask me. She was like, Jamaican, and I was all like, the hell? I was like, what's going on? Right? No, she was like, I just know. She was like, I can tell by the features in your face and everything like that. I was like, oh boy.
You know what the difference is between like that and people who like rep hard for America? Like, it's not about discriminating against people who aren't what they are. It's just a real pride.
It's
in
real unity,
your
no
country
matter
and
what
like where
island
you
you're
come from, and having like a pride in that. Whereas I feel like a lot of the type of Americans that we're all talking about, who are, you know, I'm from America. It's like it's America and fuck everywhere else. You know, that's not what they're doing. I wish it were just more like that.
I will say this, that, you know, like, being a native New Yorker and going to like the West Indian Day Parade for a long time and then stop going and then going again and seeing how different it is, because it used to go all the way down from Eastern Parkway, all the way down around by Grand Army Plaza down, and it would end by Prospect Park. And now I think the route has changed, the time has changed, but it was because there were some things that were going on within like the past, I think like 5 years or so.
Yeah, it got a little out of hand.
They got a little hand at it. Well, I mean, it's always our parades that get out that they want to put limitations on. However, St. Patrick's Day and all these other things that go on, and all across the country. Example: my family lives in Savannah. St. Patty's Day is pretty much where a lot of for the year they get a lot of tourists that come there, and just these white people just be acting a fucking fool like right down there by the riverbank. And it's always just the black folks that they always kind of tend to target as far as when they want to like arrest or anybody and this is my cousin, she works down there. So every year we always have this conversation like, because she used to work for a hotel. So all the white people in there, she's like, oh, they're here. And it's a mess. It's always a mess, but they don't stop it. They don't slow it down. They don't like minimize it, but it's why is it always our stuff? But anyway, that's enough. I'm going to get off my soapbox about that.
So we're going to go ahead and get into the main course of where have we been, what are we up to, what are we doing, just to catch you up. So we're going to sit here with a nice meal of some smothered chicken, collard greens, mac and cheese, and yams. That's my favorite cheat meal. So we're going to get into it with that.
My favorite food in the entire world is collard greens, so I'll just have a big old plate of that.
Yes, you better go ahead and be regular.
My favorite.
I was just thinking.
Why is that regular?
Why? Collard greens, you mean something? You don't. It doesn't make you want to like.
Girl, it's rough.
Oh, you mean like my bowel system is regular? I thought you meant regular as in like you ordinary. I was like,
No.
why is that being
I got the same thing you did. I didn't get it.
Thank
either.
you.
Okay. See,
Why is that being
see, Ray and I got it.
regular?
Why
We
did
will.
we get that?
I don't know.
See where your minds are.
I mean, well, that's what I was saying. Though.
Stomach?
In the toilet.
You know,
Lord.
No, that's after.
okay.
Well, on that note,
Okay.
it seems that PJ has been doing some deep brainstorming and has some things that he would like to pose to the group.
Yeah. So these questions I'm about to like throw out here. We've actually, since we've been away for a little while, and we're all here now, and we're finally like getting back together. Thank you again, guys, for being patient with us. I wanted to like pull out our Highly Melanated Gratitude Jar. And this is just, I'm just going to go in here, and there's some questions in here and some things that I myself have been thinking about and have actually taken the time to actually think about and come up with some actually things that I'm grateful for. And I want to pose a question to y'all, a couple of questions. So let's see, let's dig in. Okay. And the first one, let me open this up, is this year so far, what have you learned the most about yourself this year alone?
I would like to say that what I've learned about myself this year alone is that I have to stop allowing other people's opinions to influence my opinion of what I'm doing and of myself. And I've also learned that not everyone's orbit is meant to orbit each other. Sometimes in life, you know, orbits come together for a certain amount of seasons. They can retrograde, they can move on, they can go into different universes. And when I say orbit, I mean being around people. I've learned that I should always be allowed to be free to be who I am 100%, and so should another person. And if there comes to a point where we both feel uncomfortable with that, then we shouldn't orbit. So that's something that I've learned about myself. And I also learned that I can make the impossible happen. If I am faced with something that is the most difficult thing in my life and I have to get over it, I realize that I know how to finish and see it all the way through to the end. And that was a great, 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 great learning lesson for me.
Dope.
Nice.
I was afraid it was going to go on.
Of course it would. Of course it would. Red. What have you learned the most so far for yourself? We've already finished the first half of the year.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
That is a little bit.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August.
So one of the things that it's actually not finished. One of the things that's still ongoing is that I'm realizing what makes me happy and really being honest with myself in terms of some of the things that I want to do. I think a lot of times I've held back in terms of what I wanted to do due to fear. How I came across this revelation was actually someone asked me 2 days ago, actually on Instagram. They said, "I love your page. What brings you so much joy?" So I had to kind of like take a moment to just think about it, because I was just like, that's a very interesting question. And then I realized I was responding back to them and I couldn't stop typing because there was so much stuff that I really love, honestly and truly. So this is some of the stuff that I said. I said, I have uncovered a lot about myself recently within the past 10 years, and even more so in the past 2. I think what motivates me is my ability to want to keep things interesting. I hate being stagnant. I want to be forever learning and growing. But that takes one wanting to be comfortable with being vulnerable, which no one wants to do for the fear of being looked at like as a fool. I think no matter how you cut it, someone can see you as such because of perspective comes experience and learning. So why block your blessings because someone else isn't ready? Being honest with yourself is the key to happiness, and then building around that to make sure you're not an asshole is a splendid structure. Most people are not able to balance that, so it's tough. I said also, I think not being happy for so long allowed me to really seek out why I wasn't happy. I was heavier, I was stressed, my digestive system was worse, the amount of sleep I got was even less. I realized I'm in tune with other people and vice versa due to my level of empathy. It is a gift, it is a curse. As such, I want to make it a point to make sure that I'm always my best. Food makes me happy, kids make me happy, nature makes me happy.
That's what food making you happy. Yeah.
Look. But
that's a given.
It's a given. But, it just allowed me to, really think, I'm really tuning into that. And honestly, I don't think that I have ever been so happy with just myself. So I think being uncomfortable and knowing that, look, I didn't get it right the first time, so what? There's going to be many more.
Mm-hmm. Blair, you have one?
I think the thing that I've learned the most about myself so far this year is, I've always known that I've been a very giving person, very accommodating of others, but understanding what that means as far as, how that affects me has been kind of my learning lesson this year. I feel like I've been faced with a lot of personal challenges where I've had to decide whether or not I'm going to accommodate the other person and sacrifice myself, or am I going to accommodate me at the sacrifice of the other person? And I'm still learning how to make the right decision and when to make the right decision. And then also there's the struggle of knowing what the right decision is, but having the strength to actually carry it out. I think that is another hurdle of mine that I'm still learning to execute. But having been faced with these situations now and actually going through the trenches of it, I think that has been a very eye-opening experience, because I feel you feel like you know what you would do in a scenario or a situation, and you say, oh, if I were faced with X, Y, and Z, I would do X, Y, and Z. But when you're actually in that scenario and in that situation, that's not always the case. And so I've learned to say, you know what? Instead of declaring what I would do, I would say, you know what? I hope that this is the decision that I would make, or this is the thing that I would do, and do my best to actually carry it out. But I truly now fully understand that I really don't know what exactly it is I'm going to do until I'm faced with a situation or a scenario where I actually have to make a decision or an action. So I learned that about myself so far this year.
All right. That's what's up. Okay.
What about you?
And I will say, wow, about you.
Because you guys heard it just then?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you was about to move on to the next question without answering that. So I had to get that in there real quick.
Don't be slick.
Oh, Jesus. So, actually, this is based on conversations that I think I've had with each of you individually. And in reference to what I've learned about myself, I'm stronger than I think I am. Mm-hmm. We all go through shit. We all go through something, and sometimes we let that really dark cloud linger for just a little bit too long. And I learned the most thing I've learned is that even though I thought it was what's right for me, isolation is not what's right for me. When I'm stressed out, because I keep disappearing. Like, hey, poof, I'm gone. And after going to a show, and there was a question that was asked, which was that same question: what do you do if you are down and out? You don't want to bring down other people, so you tend to isolate yourself. But what you don't want to do usually in that moment is exactly what it is that you should do. Like if you don't want to go out, and you sad or anything like that, and all your friends want to hang out, but you don't want to like bring everybody down, you should actually go out, because you never know, that might actually make you feel better. And lately it has been. It's been moving things back into the right direction it's supposed to be.
Sometimes you have to do things a little different.
Plus, we had like a whole concert the other night. We was by the waterfall and Phil was dancing.
Oh yeah,
dancing underneath the waterfall.
Yeah,
Sounds so picturesque.
I can't believe you bring that up. Yeah, we were, just being our just happy gay self.
Wait, you remember the home person they moved? There was a homeless person that she was asleep, and then we were making too much noise, so she moved to the other
Y'all
side.
was disturbing her.
Disturbing her peace. I'm sorry.
I don't fucking care.
Oh, well then.
Oh wow.
Shit.
Oh wow. So let me ask y'all.
Before you go on, sorry, I just wanted to just add something that I didn't get a chance to say just now.
It's a conversation. This ain't we can just go back and forth as much as we want to.
No, it's all good. That I'm like, I'm at a place where I'm like, I prayed and asked for certain things in my life, and they happened all at the same time, back to back to back. New place, new job, new city. And it left me in a place where it's like, I'm like, oh shit, I got everything that I asked for down to the T. What am I doing with myself? Where am I at? What's happening? I'm trying to figure out myself. Like, it's almost as if I went through a transformation and I'm this new person. Like, I even feel different. And I'm just kind of like, okay, what am I doing with myself? And I got everything that I wanted, and it's absolutely beautiful. And within that, I also learned the difference between, and I think just as I gotten older, I learned the difference between surface relationships and soul level relationships. And when I say that, I mean... and when I say that, I mean that there are the difference. There are surface relationships when you are friends with people and it's all fun and games and it's all happiness. And then there's soul level where a person truly knows when you're going through something and they know when to reach out to you. They know when to say, you know what, let me check in on this person because, this trait is different. That they care enough to want to know. And soul level meaning I know your mama name, I know your grandmama name, I know where you're from, I know your people. I don't just, hear you talk about them and not inquire about, because there's just a difference. And I had to learn that because I wear my heart on my sleeve. So for me, it was like, oh, that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. And I had to realize these are comrades and associates. And these aren't soul level relationships because if we can't get to that real level, or you're not even open enough to see or to feel that, then there becomes a part, and that's why I began with the orbit, with the orbiting, and sometimes your orbit can be like Venus and Earth, and sometimes it needs to be like Pluto.
For those of you who understand, we're going to break that down in another episode what all that stuff kind of means. Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, it's all about the orbit. So, I've learned that I can dictate what happens in my life, and I can ask the universe, God, ancestors, my angels, what it is that I want and state what I want. And then when it happened, it was like, bam! I was like, oh shit.
You know what's so funny? Because
this spiritual bath worked.
So you answered the next damn question right before I could even ask it, because the next question that I already had on the other side of this paper was, how do you feel since the last time we've recorded on Juneteenth? Have you leveled up?
Got you. Well, then I might as well just go into that and let everybody else answer. Because since that last episode, Juneteenth, I had not been in a place of new job, new city, new job.
Somebody's officially a Brooklynite.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The most thorough borough.
And it's like, it's just amazing. I mean, I really learned a lot. And
it's three of us against you. I guess you read.
Harlem World.
He's in Washington Heights.
No.
Oh, you know what?
Look at you. You can't even press it.
I think that's where Cardi
now.
Well, I think I think that's where Cardi from. So, but even though she does rep the Bronx, you know, her grandmother was in Washington Heights.
I'm not there, so does it matter?
But no, I have leveled up to a 180. I don't say 360 because 360 is coming back to where you started. I say 180 because that's the complete opposite of where I was.
Yes,
it's a beautiful feeling.
All right, we're going to skip over Red.
That's all right.
Because I know he ain't got it yet. He should.
Actually, I do, but
No, yeah, I know. We're going to say that. Blair, how do you feel you've leveled up since the last time we recorded?
I don't know what the fuck just happened.
You'll find out in a moment.
How have I leveled up since we last recorded? I mean, honestly, like, I can't say that I've been through, like, any, like, huge, like, transformation or anything. Like, literally, I've just been staying on my grinds. I've, you know, at the beginning of the year, I talked about putting together my vision board and the different things that I have, like, I want to accomplish throughout the year. And I've just been staying on track with that and just ticking things off the list. So, yeah, in the case of leveling up, I am keeping my eye on the prize and staying focused and getting these goals.
You know what? I think I actually have an answer for you about how I feel that you might have leveled up. Is that it's just on the surface level, looking back on your like social media itself and then starting over and then feeling like, you know what, let me take this to another level and
because that was like one of the things that was on my one of the goals that I have for this year. And the whole reason why I have revamped my Instagram is because legit every single casting, every single audition I've been on for the last forever, everybody always asks for your Instagram handle because that's just the way the industry is these days. They want to see like who's marketable and who has a following, and if they like have this person as part of their product or in their campaign, then that means that everybody who's following that person will see their product or see their campaign. So that's when I realized I was like, okay, it's important that I have a social media, you know, presence, and that my presence on social media looks a certain way. So that's why I have restyled my Instagram so that way when potential casting directors and potential clients go to my page, they get told a cohesive story that really just displays me as a marketable kind of person. Because, I mean, you know, social media these days is a business tool. You know, it started off as being something that was about like personal connections, and now it's primarily about, you know, business. So you just kind of have to, being a person who wants to be, you know, fluent in that business, you have to understand the change of the times, and, you know, that's where that kind of came from. So I appreciate you noticing that my Instagram is different and that it kind of has like a different look to it.
Because wait, remember when I hit you up? I was like, wait, did you just what? Why is it? It's blank, and then there's like 3 photos on there, and then it's just you know it's building back up. I loved it. I loved it.
The idea is like I want to present myself as like the industry person that I am, as far as like an actor and a model, but I don't want it to lose who I am as a person either. I don't want my page to lose like my personality and my character. So I still have that incorporated in it as well. So that was really important to me too. So
small victories that lead to large ones.
Okay.
It's a process.
It is a process. And you know what? Here it goes.
Stepping
so
stones.
How I feel like I've leveled up is...
Oh, if y'all want to check out my Instagram, you can go to...
Come on, you better promote.
I'm just saying, you know, go ahead, shoot me, you know, a DM. I respond to every comment. I respond to every, you know, message that I get. It's JBTDUB. Again, that's JBTDUB.
All right, JBT Dub.
That's right, JBT Dub.
So how I feel I've leveled up, and I'm just gonna just jump right in this line, is finally I have an actual vision of really what it is that I'm going to do. Not what I want to do or what I should do, but what I'm doing. And that's just moving every single thing in the actual order and the speed that I know that it's about to move, and just shifting everything. And as you said, Yushi, when in reference to cutting people out, to those who have no place in your life, gone, blockhead, period. you know, and just enjoying what it really means to actually be a 1,000% like fully creative and actually like doing things that are actually moving. Already started working on 2 projects that can't really talk about just yet because the paperwork hasn't been signed yet. So you wait until that paperwork has been signed before you actually say.
But look at you working on projects that include like NDAs and whatnot.
Okay, so you know, and that's the point. Like, you know, no longer is it just, you know, I want to do this and I'm going to do this, and now actually finally getting like the calls and things that are actually moving and things that are saying we want you to be a part of this, and how looking at your profile or looking at things you created, and I got a reference for you, and there were people who like actually start passing out references, and so it also was another reason why I'm like, hey, let me just like put this little, you know, Jack Daniels on pause for a second, because when it comes to these types of events, we got to be mindful about how we present ourselves.
Very true.
And y'all know I love the brown juice.
What?
Right? So surprised.
Who said that? Who said that?
Somebody tell me, because I forget the next day every single time. So just the idea of realizing who PJ really is and actually walking in who PJ is.
And also, I mean, I've been seeing you like really just really step your game. Everybody, it's very inspiring to just like sit down and just like really just watch that. Like your creative work, you revamping yourself, you just shifting everything, and all of a sudden you're back in the city, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Because what I did was I was in a situation, and I said, you know what, the situation has to end at this moment, and I stepped out on a leap of faith, and I said, this is what I want, and I refuse to move forward until I get what I want, and it happened, and I was like, oh shit.
Ain't it like crazy when it actually does happen?
But it happened within less than a year.
But you know what's crazy
like 6
about
months
that?
to the date.
But you know what's crazy about that is
Literally.
that a lot of people are not able to actually do that, and then that's what really sets you apart from the rest.
Well, 'cause
to be able to just shake yourself up and be like, all right, let me just redo and create and try something
That's
new.
so much of the thing is like people get comfortable with what their situation is, even if they don't like that situation as much as they want it to change. Like it becomes stagnant because you're comfortable in it and you're familiar with it. And so it takes a lot of self-shaking. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of determination to be able to say, all right, I need to make a conscious decision and conscious actions to move out of that space that you're in. Because I think that's the other half of it. I think a lot of times like people are very mindful that they want to change or that they want something to be different, and they're in their head about it, but there's no actual action or follow through or something that actually like pushes you out of that scenario. Because you can be upset, like, man, I'm just so broke, man, I hate being broke, like this shit is whack, like,
and it's like, what you gonna do about it?
Just so like what are you
gonna do
doing
about
though?
it?
Like, are you applying for jobs? Are you following up on interviews? Like, are you like, what are you actually doing to get out of the situation that you don't like?
Because trust me, it was very scary with what I did. With just saying, I will no longer accept this. I'm making different decisions. I'm not moving forward until I get. And there were dark days when I was just like, I really hope this works out. Oh my God, what have I done?
Right.
And I stayed strong within my spirit, you know, and I just knew that there's something better for me, because I have not come this far in my life
To come this far.
to be where I am and stay there and be okay and be comforted in that. And I was like, no, I deserve better.
Look, in
the
a second, we about to go to
execution
church in a minute.
Okay,
like,
wait.
you know, I was not
No, this is
created.
actually really, really
like,
true.
God did
It's
not
the
create. My mama did not
did
give
not
birth to
come
me
this
back
far
in
to only
84 for
come
me to
this
be in that
far.
shit.
It's the execution part of it, and I love it.
Okay.
And I really sit down, just to be honest, just to completely 100% transparent.
Yeah,
I
tell us
sit
how you
down-
leveled.
before I even get that,
Okay.
I want to give you guys your
Assessments.
I guess, assessments, or I don't even know what you want to say, that assessments, but you know,
He about to read us, y'all.
He about to read us.
How I feel about y'all, you guys. I really sit back and watch. I'm like, damn,
Negro.
she do. I'll be like, sorry, can you? No, I really sit back and I watch you guys from afar, and I'm all like, oh my God, she just did this, just like that. He just did this. Blair just did this. Like I really take that in. I'm all like, all right, time to do more.
Well,
It's morphin' time.
It's Mighty Morphin time.
That's the other important thing about just you having a vision for your life and where you want to go. Like, you have to surround yourself with people who are like motivated.
That part.
You know, if you have
That
a bunch
part.
of people around you that aren't doing nothing, then guess what? You ain't gonna be doing nothing either.
Right.
That's right. Because it's like you're chasing a tail, and you got to get away from those chasing the tail. You got to get with those that's climbing the mountain and ain't stopping. And if they stumble and they come back 2 steps,
guess what? I got you.
They
with me.
stepping up 3 more. You know,
Okay.
it's just that's it.
All right. As we're talking, just got booked for something. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
Praise God.
I know the shoot days are quick too.
How did I?
How did you level up? Level up.
I feel like so to kind of go back to the beginning of the year, I started out just acting only 8 months ago, and it's already like going by like really quickly. But I feel like I've leveled up physically. Like, I definitely have lost some of this extra baby fat that has been around my waist.
Right out here, swole as fuck. Yeah.
I mean, his arms be like boom, boom, pow.
Boom, take it down, wow.
Giggity.
No,
Bodacious.
some of that, yeah. So you had that. A lot of the acting gigs are starting to like really come to play. So like with UPJ, you just got booked for something. What I'm starting to see is I'm getting a lot more auditions like back to back. I think within the past 3 weeks alone, I've went on like 5 or 6 auditions, which is much more different than like in the beginning where I was like, I got one.
He's been doing his thing, y'all.
I'll be good with the one. And then the biggest thing that that just recently came out was the HBO project that I just did. It finally dropped, and it actually dropped the day before my birthday. So like I was just completely stoked about that. I was happy the rest of the day because I was all like, "Oh, it actually came out really good," and I didn't seem like like crazy on camera for the first time. So so now I can actually finally talk about it. The project is called Recommended by Humans. It basically is getting a group of people together to talk about different shows. And the show that I talked about was Random Acts of Flyness. That is created by Terrence Nance. So I sat down in a 30-minute, skit, or I guess 30-second recording, just about what it meant to me. And Random Acts of Flyness, if you haven't seen it before, it can be a heavy show, but I think it really takes an opportunity to like really highlight some of the problems that plague the black community, whether it be about hair, whether it be about sexuality, whether it be about satire and the way that things affect us politically, white privilege. It does it all in a very artistic and beautiful way. So if you can take the time to just sit down and just say, all right, message received. That's the whole point of Random Acts of Flyness, just to put that message out there. Not for you to sit down and be all like, well, I hate white people. I hate the fact that everybody's using white privilege to, get their way. It's not for that. It's just for you to have and start the conversation. So beautiful thing. HBO, thank you for having me on.
Shout out to you, HBO.
Terrence Nance, thank you for doing your thing.
Yeah,
So proud. It's just I'm even like asking these questions because I really, especially in this time that we haven't recorded in a little bit. It's only been a little bit, but it still feels like fucking forever since we've actually been in the studio. But it's only been like a month or a month and a half maybe. But just watching the growth of you each individually, and I've just been like so happy that everybody is doing their thing. So it's just like really.
Everybody out here doing their thug thizzle.
You got to do your thug thizzle for shizzle, my nizzle for
doing their thug thizzle.
for gizzle.
For gizzle.
Nizzle.
All right, so here's a quick. Let me ask this next question. All right, y'all ready for this? All right, so let me just go ahead and dig back into this jar and see what it says. And this is a good one. How have you made this summer so far your own version of a hot boy or hot girl summer?
On that note, have a good night.
Exactly. Thank you and good night.
I might as well tell you right now, I haven't. Because that question right there is sexiness in relationships.
Wait, pause. No, girl, you getting a little
hot
thick
girl
now. You
summer is
looking
just
good
out
right
here,
there. You got some.
Wait a
Doing
minute.
whatever
Wait
you
a minute.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna need you to
Wait
take a
minute.
look
Wait,
at yourself.
wait,
You
wait,
as
wait a
sexy.
minute.
You are doing it.
I always tell you, you look really good.
You just say that because you're my
No,
friend.
no, I don't. Yushi. No, I don't. I just done went on HBO and admitted that I'm bisexual to the world. No, I don't.
Okay.
Good for you. Well, thank you, but good for you.
You know what? My version of hot girl summer, because it is a hot girl summer, and I don't appreciate that. So I'll just say I went to this backyard party in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago, and my friend and I were there, and we were, Meg Thee Stallion came on. Of course, he was getting our lives because you know how I am. I'm ratchet when I want to be.
Have you listened to
What?
3 Point Stance yet?
I have.
Okay, girl.
I have. We'll discuss.
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, so we was like, we was dancing and getting lit, living our lives, and like these guys came over to us and they're like, yeah, whatever, y'all out here thinking y'all having fun. It's not hot girl summer, it's a hot boy summer. We was like, we can't have nothing. Like y'all wanna like as soon as something we do gets trendy,
Hold up.
y'all trying to bite and take it away.
Apologize
But anyway.
for that on behalf of the men.
Well, it's fine. We're used to it. But I will say my specific particular version of living my best hot girl summer has been I have really, really tried very hard and have succeeded at being a lot more social this summer. I am definitely a homebody. I'm very, very much a homebody. But because it's summertime and it's summertime in New York and there's so much to do and there's so much to see, and I have been, going out more and meeting up with friends more and being out on Friday night and Saturday night kind of thing, going to this party here, going to this brunch there kind of thing. So that's my version of my hot girl summer, is just kind of being out here, not to like be seen and like the you trying to be seen sense of the word, but literally out here just being seen because I am outside of my house. Being
Okay.
seen.
You know what I want to say to these guys out here talking about, it ain't no hot girl summer, it's a hot boy summer. In 1999, Missy Elliott made y'all that hot boy summer. So 10 years later,
And shout out to
we
Missy.
finally got us.
Shout out to Missy Elliott
Fucking
for getting
Missy
nominated for
Elliott.
the Michael Jackson Vanguard
Award,
Award. Finally,
yes.
fucking MTV. It's
MTV.
about goddamn
Good
time.
job.
First female rapper.
Okay, and it's Missy fucking Elliott. Like, do you not know who the fuck Missy motherfucking Elliott is? You better respect
But her
the
video-
whole entire
Put some
Missy
respect on her
misdemeanor
name.
But her-
V Elliott.
Her videos are everything.
Everything. Should have been the first one to get it.
Better put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Basically.
I wish there was a sound I could
It's your friend that went wearing yet. Anybody else out here living a hot girl / hot boy summer?
Okay, so I'll just say this really quick, and it's just to piggyback off of what you're saying. I'm learning now, finally, like, you know I'm a homebody. You all know I'm a homebody, and especially since it's just like I record or I'll film something, and then I'll just go home and just be chilling. And
I'd be tired.
Yo, for real. And plus, I live in Brooklyn, and I don't live like in Brooklyn. I live in with the wave. Like, I live deep in Brooklyn, so it's like if since I'm not driving anymore, if I get off that train and walk one block, shit, if I go past Church Avenue, I ain't coming back out to the city. Nope. So now it's just like, you know what? Let me actually make my face more known and actually like enjoy being around people, which is also why I'm drinking less, because then I know, hey, maybe 2 drinks, if that. And I said, you know what? I've been making it an effort to even just not have a drink at all going out and just having a good fucking time.
Well, my hot girl summer is just me overcoming hurdles at my new job.
Look,
You're gonna
that's
live
how.
that hot corporate girl summer.
Okay,
And
okay.
finding my new place.
Love it.
Hot boy. Ooh, are we done?
Baby, you've got.
What I want.
I think my version of a hot boy summer has been just my level of confidence and just not giving a fuck about a lot of stuff. Like literally going outside, throwing on some shades, and then judging the fuck out of people, and then letting them know
that you're judging the
that
fuck
I'm
out
that
of
I'm
them.
judging you for whatever the fuck that
Wow.
you're doing.
Okay.
Because I think in the past, it's always been about like, let me just sit in the cut and not say anything. I mean, both outside and inside of work. Because there's been times where people say stuff, I'm like, that's dumb. I'm not doing that. And I'll just walk away, and everybody just like looks at me like, did he just fucking say that to his supervisor?
Yes,
I'm very good for that because I'm just tired of the bullshit. So that's my
Motherfucking tired. Motherfucking
You
tired. Motherfucking tired.
I'm motherfucking tired.
Tired, man.
So on the back of this one, because each one has one written on the front and back. So on the back of this paper, since you mentioned Megan Thee Stallion, what song has been on repeat for you, and why?
So rude.
It doesn't matter. What song has been on repeat that you've been listening to over and over and over again, and why? I'll tell you.
About it, y'all don't got one.
I'll tell you right now, and it's actually like one of my favorite songs, and it's by the late great Whitney Houston. Her birthday had just recently passed, and it's Step by Step. I've been listening to that like nonstop, and the reason why is because the second verse. I don't even need to look at the lyrics, but this old road is rough and ruined. So many dangers along the way. Okay, maybe I do need to look at the lyrics. But the idea of no matter... Are you happy? But the idea of... I mean, well, actually, it's between... It's actually two, so you can say two songs if you want to. But it's that one and Mary J. Blige's Thriving with featuring Nas. And no matter what I feel, I listen to these and I'm like, you know what? But we doing it right now. So no matter what, it's happening.
I know that's right.
That's just, and like I just got this huge smile on my face just even talking about it. So, because this old road is rough and ruined, so many dangers along the way, so many burdens might fall upon me, so many troubles that I have to face. But I won't let my spirit fall. I won't let. Damn, I was going too fast.
Your brain's trying to catch up with your
for
mouth.
real, my brain was like trying to catch up with the actual song. It was playing, but it's like, okay, go ahead.
You know what? It's so weird because like the only time I'm actually like listening to music is in the shower, and I'll just put on Pandora. So, and I usually have like one like Pandora station that like I always play, which is like 90s like R&B.
Are you all lathered up and stuff?
Listen, this is what we're not going to do. Okay. This is absolutely what we're not going to do. Okay. You have to.
Oh, come on. Don't make me delete that.
I have a whole different contract for that, okay?
Ooh, yes.
Just saying. You don't get that from Blair for free.
Okay, that's called a ring, nigga.
Okay, I have a rate. Oh, my God. Time out. This is totally off topic of the question, but on topic with what this is. Do you know my agent called me today and said that somebody who has been, I guess, following me on Instagram contacted her and was like, hey, I want to, hire Blair like for the night. And she was like, oh, okay. Like she's trying to figure out like what like company like he was from or like what like the photo shoot would be or whatever. No. He wanted to like hire me as like an escort like for the night. And she had to politely but promptly tell him, this is a modeling agency, not an escort agency. Get your life.
Click.
And then she called me to tell me just in case he tries to like get in touch with me like on Instagram or something. I was like, dang.
That reminds me of that meme that was floating around that said, don't be so hard on yourself because every time that you think that there's people out there that are willing and waiting to just wear you out. So, on that note,
come on with the plug.
And your song.
I don't have like any particular song that's like on repeat, but songs that I have been enjoying this summer, anything by Cardi B, because I will sing that to the fullest, loud and proud. Of course, I'm enjoying Meg Thee Stallion, Summer Walker and her song with Drake. I'm in love with that, and there was one other song I was gonna. I do like the new Drake Chris Brown No Guidance song. I will every time that comes on, I'm not sick of it yet. I'll say that.
Okay. I have like a couple that I've been rotating through as well. I think it goes back to that whole confidence, don't give a fuck thing. So one is
Real ass bitch, give a fuck about a nigga. I forgot
Big
City
Birkin
Girls.
bag, hold 5-6 figures.
So we just
Stripes on my ass, so
Okay.
you call this pussy tigger.
You know how it
Fucking on
starts.
its chest.
It starts with these.
Same old crew ain't gonna enter the picture.
Pause for a second. Wait, I want to actually say this. I want to
Sorry,
admit this. Okay,
don't
so
do that.
so we did this last time. How I ain't seen Get Out in God knows for long. So I actually finally just heard that song from beginning to end. I'm gonna need y'all faces not to look at me like that, but I did like for a couple
So
of like a week ago.
at this moment.
I know.
Both
You know
Blair
that
and Lucy's judging the fuck out of him.
I
You know how long that song's been out?
I know. I'm aware. I stay within my own playlist.
Real ass bitch, give a fuck about a nigga.
Big Birkin bag, hold 5-6 figures.
Stripes on his ass, so he call his pussy tigger.
Fucking on a skimming ass, rich ass nigga. Same old
I
crew ain't
can't-
gonna enter the picture.
Y'all better go ahead,
We
City
got this
Girls.
matched on my-
All right.
Act up, you can get snatched up. Act up,
you
you can
get
get
snatched
snatched
up.
up.
And I'm looking
Okay.
at your
Act
nigga.
up, you
If his
get
money right,
snatched up.
I see why that shit is hot. I'm sorry. I'm late, guys. I'm
Talking
late,
on the
yo.
trash and your fake ass clothes.
And this ain't my age show. I just like to
Fake-ass
stay in
shoes
my
like that fake
playlist.
ass
I'm just
gold.
like, you know what I mean?
I'm the
My
biggest
music
bitch
is
ever
actually,
to you,
I ain't
fake
got to
ass
worry
hoes.
about, we
Act up, you could get snatched up.
act up.
That's
You
my
can get
shit.
snatched up. I got it now. I just like to stay in my playlist. But now I'm hot boy summer. I'm venturing out.
Venture out.
Hot boy.
Yeah, I know. We had it.
Do something new, nigga.
1999.
So
Try some new shit.
Damn.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Brad.
Red. What have you been
No.
listening to
Well,
this summer?
that was one of them.
You've been listening to Act Up. You've been out here acting up, trying to get snatched up.
That one we mentioned Missy. So Tempo with Lizzo. That's
Yes,
one
yes.
of them. My type. I blame my coworker.
That's my type, nigga. That's my type.
And
Hey, fake ass nigga, that's my type.
Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. So just those are ones that I'm just all like, whether I'm like hardcore dancing or I'm just like walking down the street. So you would talk nah. Now I want to play it.
When you get that shoulder going.
Oh, not that one.
No playing
Yeah,
music.
remember,
no playing
you can't
music.
do that.
Copyrighted.
I want to play it.
Not today.
I'll play it.
You can play it
afterwards.
afterwards. And we'll turn up real quick.
So mine, every time I pick up my phone, I go straight to Tidal. I go straight to The Lion King, The Gift, and I go straight to Bigger.
Oh, my God.
And I got to tell you why. Because your girl with the lyrics, can I say the lyrics?
Of course you can say the lyrics.
Because that girl in those lyrics is, if you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up because you're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in a Bible verse. You are the living word. You're part of something way bigger, bigger than the picture they framed us to see. But now we see it. It ain't no secret. Understand the truth about the question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, then watch the answers unfold. Life is your birthright. They hid that in the fine print. Take the pen and rewrite it. Step out your estimate and step in your essence and know that you're excellent. When I heard that for the first time, that hit my soul so bad I started crying. I was like, yo,
That's the kind of shit that you
this
write in
right
your chest.
here. And then she goes into let mama let you know mama just trying. I can't get no days off. I don't get no days off. Truly, I'm feeling it. I had to say it twice. Trying to be a good wife. Yo, like this is so beautiful. These words. It's about blackness. The video is about blackness. I love all races and cultures and everything because we are spirits living a human existence. But this video was all about black on black on black and black, and everything was black. There was nothing else in it but black people. And oh my God, it was so beautiful. The colors and the reverence to the ancestors and to Africa. I mean, I can't lie. And then I gotta shout out Beyonce because your girl produced the whole Lion King album, and it's friggin' amazing. Like, if you're not listening to it, something wrong with you. You need to go buy it. You need to go download it. Like that song, but Bigger is just such an inspirational song that it's like it's the words, it's about the message, and it literally shook me to the core. I shared it with a comrade of mine, and it shook her to her soul, where she was just like, yo, I keep listening to it. I can't stop. I just shared it with my coworkers, and, you know, we all feeling it. And I mean, it really does. It brings tears to your eyes, because when you listen to it, you just like, wow, this is on mainstream media? Like, damn. This is like, what is that called? Daughters of the Dusk type shit. Like, if y'all young folks don't know, just go Google it, please.
All right, so let me go back into this jar and let's dig out the last one. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Okay. This is a good question to close out with. All right. But first, in order for me to ask this question, I'm gonna need to flip a coin. So, heads or tails?
Everybody has to choose?
No, just heads or tails. Heads left, tails right. Okay? So I'm just going to flip it. Heads, tails, left, right. Wait, what did I say?
Heads left, tails right.
Yeah, heads left, tails right. So I'm flipping it now. Whoop.
It keeps going into his hand.
You're awful at this. The hell?
Heads. What did I say it was?
Left.
Okay. So the question is, the person to your left, tell them why you think they're dope as fuck.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Red is to my left. And I'd like to tell you why I think you're dope. I think you're dope for the same reasons you think you're dope. Because you, just like you said, this whole, you know, year of confidence that's been for you, like, you legit went from, you know, kind of wanting to get into acting and was kind of, you know, hesitant about, like, actually making the decision to do it and saying you were going to do it but not doing it yet. And then you fucking did it. And look at everything that you've been able to do since then. Like, look at your, like, body of work that you've accomplished in such a short amount of time. Like, that's dope as fuck. Especially because I firmly believe that, like, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you will do it abundantly. And that's exactly what's been happening for you. And I'm just so proud of you, and I'm just so in awe of you, because I personally know from my own experience, it's not the easiest thing to, like, just kind of switch and venture into a new chapter in your life or a new phase in your life. And you're doing it, and you're not intimidated by it, and you're sticking to it, and I see the excitement that you have for it, and it's just such a refreshing, eye-opening, awe-inspiring thing, and that's why I think you're dope.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
You're amazing, and you should be immensely proud of yourself. And you know what? It's funny because a lot of these things like my mom was saying to me to kind of help me put things in perspective too, because I know I've talked before about, like, I don't want to say, like, I downplay the things that I've done, but I kind of feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and so I'm not, like, shocked by it. And I feel like you're kind of going through, like, the same thing. Like, these are the things you're just supposed to be doing. And yes, every opportunity is amazing and it's fun and it's incredible and you're absolutely, like, proud of it. But, like, these are the things that you're supposed to be doing. So it's no surprise that, like, you're getting these kind of gigs, that you're going on all these auditions, because it's I don't expect anything less from you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate
that. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're super dope. Keep it going.
Yoshi. Not Yoshida.
We don't know who she is.
Yushi. I think you're so dope because I enjoy so much your resilience. I don't think that I think out of anybody in this group, I really appreciate that, because I think you, in the time that I've known you, you've gone through a lot. I think that you've gone through a lot of transition, and I'm always amazed at how fast that you bounce back. I mean, down to even the non-creative aspect of it, like when I just need a job and I need to just make it work. I look at how fast your turnaround is. I look at how fast you pick up a job. I'm like, damn, I couldn't do that at all if my life depended on it. You know, I remember the last time that, you know, when, you know, I had lost my job. It took me almost damn near a year and a half. You just be busting out jobs. I mean, like, damn, like, I don't know what it is. Like, what is it about Yushi? I think that you're also very beautiful. I think that you don't give yourself enough credit. I think that a lot of times that you're very hard on yourself.
Agreed.
But I honestly and truly think that you are so almost like angelic, if you will, in the way that you just carry yourself. I really and honestly truly believe that. I love your determination. I love how you're just really sticking to your guns. I love how passionate and excited you become about stuff. Like, you will just come in here and you'll be like, oh, my God, did you just read the latest book? And I'm all like, no, I don't read books.
Let me get the audiobook.
Okay.
Children of Blood and Bone, yes.
But you are good with that. I appreciate how much information that you process. I often look at myself because I don't read as much. I do know that I miss out on a good portion of information that's out there, and that is something that I have been working on for my own self. But I do, like, you just pull up facts. You just pull up information. Like, I just read yesterday on such and such. I'm like, what blog is it? What is that? When
Okay, she better say. She always just said it clips and said it articles. She better know these things.
Yeah, she's just like,
it's because she wants to keep us informed. That's the thing I love.
No, and that in itself, you want to keep other people informed, but at the same time, you also keeping yourself informed, which also means that you're not just beautiful, you're also smart.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to you.
Thank you. I mean, wow. I don't even know what to say. But thank you.
Say, there's more to come.
Okay.
Yes. Love on each other. Love on each other.
I needed that. Thank you. You're right. I am hard on myself. Really hard. PJ.
Jeez. I won't look at you.
PJ. We've known each other not very long, meaning less than 5 years. And we're very close. And I have to say, from the first time that we met, we instantly clicked. And since then, I've noticed that you've come a long way. I mean, you lost your rock, your grandmother, and I saw you go through the transition. And I knew that there was time that you needed to yourself, but I also made sure that you didn't get lost in that and tried to do as much as I can, for you as much as possible, because we had still, we're early in our relationship at that time. But you went through something major, and I saw how it affected you and how you just grown into this beautiful person and accepted that you now have an angel in your life. And even when I saw that you went to your family reunion, and how that had a tremendous effect on you, and it was a beautiful experience for you. And all these things that you went through up, through down, through happiness, through sadness, even with, the troublesome ex bothering you and coming back when that should have been left alone years ago. Basically. But I saw how you kept your strength and your resilience through this because, as a Libra, I'm a rising Libra, so I understand the feeling and emotion behind it. And, just seeing how you've been, and even with the job, just like, what, I'm not going to allow this to get to me, because in being in a certain space, you can react a certain way. And you've stood strong. You've gone through a lot, and you've transitioned, and you're wearing a lotus flower today. And I think that that's a true example of what I've seen from you, because as you said, you were in one place and then you've acknowledged it. And I can tell that you've acknowledged it and that you're making different choices going forward. And you're doing a lot. You're not just, in the house, revamping. You're revamping in your house, within yourself, outside of yourself, and everything around you. And that is really beautiful just to see that. And keep, wearing the rose water and smelling delicious.
Yes.
But no, it's just really beautiful to see, even how you brought us together to start this podcast, and you had the vision although we didn't. And look where we've come today, from where so that this podcast, and then you became a producer of all sorts, where it branched out and it opened up so many beautiful doors for you. So for you to be able to say, you know what, I acknowledge that this is where I am, this is where I want to be, and I'm going to get there, and I'm there, it's amazing. So congratulations to you, because you have climbed a mountain and you're at a peak, and there's still more mountain to go, but you reached a peak where you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel in which you're basking in. So congratulations to you. And may your ancestors continue to bless you and guide you on this journey.
Amen.
You better yodel at the top of that mountain.
I'll just do this. Oh, no, not that one. Wait. I meant this one. Why are they both together?
That's hilarious. Like, turn that off.
Thank you so much. Oh,
but you literally turned from, you know, the onyx into the rose quartz.
Thank you. I really, I received that. I received that. Thank you. I'm not. The purpose of this question was not to make people cry, so I'm trying my best.
He
not
did
to.
it to me, so take that.
Oh, thank you.
And honestly, we can end because I don't.
No, we don't do
We're
that.
not going to do.
No.
Well, we're not. If I can take it, you can take it.
What's going to happen is you're going to cry regardless. Right.
What?
Speech radio.
Free speech radio.
Blair.
Oh boy.
JBT Dub. Blair Tate. Jessica Blair Tate White.
Oh, my full name is out there.
Let me tell you why. You said it on the first episode.
I did.
Why you were
Out there
dope as
again.
fuck. You have the ability to know what you want, organize your life accordingly, follow those, and then keep going, and then not even say, as you said earlier, as far as this is what you're supposed to be doing. You know it, you do it, and you keep doing it. You inspire me every single day that I even look at just your social media in general, just your social media. But then being around you, you bring me like such great joy, not just working with this podcast, working with the other podcast, Willing and Waiting, but just working with you all together. And every time I see you, you bring me so much joy. Like you exude joy and happiness. No matter what may be going on with you personally, you're dope as fuck because you make sure that everyone is happy. And you listen to people and you appreciate people. And I'm okay, I see why you didn't want to do it, because now you're gonna start crying and then I'm gonna cry and then Yushi's gonna cry and then Chris is just gonna sit there and snap gum.
Exactly.
As he looks and judges these damn Leos. But you are beautiful. You are graceful. You are intelligent. I mean, you went to, this university.
Of Michigan.
Go Blue.
And you have so much pride. See, that's another thing about that. You have pride in what it is that you do, the choices that you make, and you make it a point to actually do them with purpose. And that's like why you're dope as fuck to me.
I appreciate you so much, PJ. Even though you have me, the tears are there.
I see it. I know. I'm not trying to make. I'm not trying. The purpose of this question was not to make each one of us cry.
I know, and I appreciate you for that, because I think the thing is, like, for all of us, because we're all such caring, humble people, it's hard for us to like hear these things about ourselves and receive them, even though they are all very true. So I appreciate you asking that question, because it gives us the opportunity to really kind of express ourselves and for us to hear ourselves. And because like I said, like I know I've talked about it before, like sometimes I forget to stop and smell the roses kind of thing, because I am like so focused on where I'm trying to get to that I don't always take the opportunity to enjoy like where I am now. So hearing stuff like that reminds me to do that. And I appreciate you for that. And I'm done.
This episode, we're back, guys.
I'm kind of mad because there's this tear that's in
It's like in the corner of her, and she is stubborn with
If
it.
you don't stay in there.
I love you all. I love all you guys. So, but now I think I'm time for some dessert.
Yes, time for dessert, my favorite meal of the day. And I know we're coming up on the end of summer. I hate saying that. Like, part of me low-key just died a little bit saying that.
Yeah.
We're coming up on the end of summer here. So before summer is over, everybody just say, like, what your, like, must-have sweet treat of the summer is. Like, something where it's like, okay, before summer's over, I have to have this, or I have to make sure I have another one of these, just because it makes you think of summer. And then your final thought.
All right, so I'll lead this one off. Okay, so the simple must-have treat, the must-have is the jumbo pop that has the three different colors, the red, blue, and white.
A bomb pop?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
A bomb pop.
Yeah, bomb pop.
Isn't
That's
it-
a firework.
It's a bomb
Isn't it a
pop or a
firecracker?
firework,
Yeah.
a firecracker, or
Firecracker.
what's the
Yeah,
other one?
firecracker.
A rocketeer.
Yeah.
Okay, those. And I want to give my final thought. Now, the reason why I actually came up with this, again, we hadn't seen each other as a group in a bit. And I think it's important that we each, in general, and this is for the listener listening, take the moment to acknowledge your friends, acknowledge your circle, give them their roses now. Tell them why you think they're dope as fuck. Have these real conversations that actually just like let you know where a person is. Check in with your friends. And I really wanted to do this without having like this big topic to talk about, but just I love these guys that I'm sitting here with, and I think that I hope that
We love you too.
We love you.
I mean,
You aight.
I knew he was gonna say that shit. So like that's my final thought.
That's because he loves you the most.
I don't know why you're telling him lies like that.
I was
I
sweet.
know.
The
I was
hostess
sweet.
with the most.
You just like
right?
like the little boy in the playground that be tugging the girl's pigtails. Okay, talk about I don't like you, I love you.
I mean, but it's important, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys here, you guys got your roses from me now. Not saying I'm going anywhere or anything like that, but just
Right.
it's the importance of it. And to add on to that, all this stuff really came from like the recently me being in the hospital for a little bit, and then now really starting to see things differently and see people differently and learn to appreciate who people are. And I think that we all need to take some time, no matter how busy your day is just to appreciate those people who are closest to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my
beautiful.
final thought.
Love it.
Red.
German chocolate cake.
German fucking chocolate cake.
Someone brought me German chocolate cake for just because, and then also my birthday. So, and it is the best German chocolate cake. Look at me, chocolate. I can't even speak. German chocolate cake that I've ever tasted. So I'm gonna definitely need another piece of that before the summer ends.
Mm-hmm.
My final thought is, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. As I sway back and forth in the studio.
It's my ringtone.
That's just exactly it. I think the longer that we dwell on certain things, you take more away from the experience and you learning and growing to be who you are. So don't worry, be happy, and I love you guys.
Beautiful.
The first poetic thing he said.
The first one was I love German cake. Sorry.
Goodbye. Go ahead, usually.
Oh my gosh. German chocolate cake is good. They need to make a German chocolate shake. Yeah.
Could you imagine?
That sounds thick.
I would
And
be.
it needs to come from Godiva.
Ooh, that sounds thick.
I would be
That's
so
what he said.
obese.
I can't. Oh my God. I'd have to say mine would have to be the ice cream bar called the Chocolate Eclair. I'm a little weird because I like mine soft, so I don't like it fresh out the freezer. I gotta let it marinate for a little bit.
That is not what he said.
That's not what she said either.
That is what he said because he like it soft.
You better close that door soft. Don't you slam that door. Close it soft. Shout out to Super Scent. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Yes, the Chocolate Eclair. And my final message is the following. Life is short, and we only live once as the person that we are born to be. And although we may have many lives, we only really remember this one. And this one is the one that counts. So take moments, take seconds, and stop and acknowledge where you are and what you're doing at that time, and enjoy the journey. It's not all about getting to the finish line. A lot of times it's about the journey and how you got there, and enjoy those moments. There are so many times in my life where I've been in different situations and I was thinking about what was ahead and I didn't enjoy the moment while it was happening. And then when I went to the next phase, I said, wow, I really should have taken a moment to just enjoy that time when it was happening, whether it's an up time or it's a bad time, because even when you have your bad times, it helps you to appreciate the good times that are to come in your life. So just take a moment, a second, and just stop and just acknowledge, appreciate, and be joyous and always be grateful.
Why did, for some reason, I just heard the sister act? Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee. That version. Joyful, joyful, Lord, there we adore thee.
Blossom full like flowers before he held as the sun above.
All I heard was light of day.
Right.
I just jumped ahead. Go ahead, Blair.
My original go-to must-have treat for the summer was the bomb pop, but since that I was already sad.
It was so good, though.
I bet.
How about one for each hand?
Oh, yes. In one hand, I'm going to have the bomb pop. And then in the other hand, I don't even know if they still make these, but my goal is to see if they do. Well, I have 3 because y'all know I love dessert. I've also been on the hunt for strawberry soft serve ice cream. I'm very specific about this. It had to be over like 10 years ago when I was in Chicago, and I went up to like one of like the ice cream trucks that are like on the street, like their version of like Mr. Softy. Same thing. It's just not called Mr. Softy. It's a ice cream truck. And this ice cream truck had strawberry flavored soft serve, and I swear to God, it was the best ice cream I've ever had in my entire life.
I got a
and
question
I've not
for
been
you.
able to find it since.
Do they still play the song, though? Do they play the ice cream song?
They play an ice cream song. It's not the same Mr. Softy jingle, but it's, it's an ice cream, like, it's some type of, that's how I knew the ice cream man was outside, and I came running.
That's all that matters.
Pretty much.
That's all
pretty
that
much.
matters.
My best friend said, she was like, you heard the ice cream man, and then it was literally like in a cartoon, there was like a poof of smoke where you used to be. Because I ran out the door so
hilarious.
quick. So yes, I need a bomb pop in my life. I need some strawberry soft serve. So if anybody out there, please, this is my personal plea to the listeners. I am trying to find strawberry flavored soft serve. Every ice cream truck I've been up to either has just vanilla or chocolate. I want strawberry. If anybody knows where I can find it, let me know. And my third dessert, because like I said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Because I've thought about that, and then I was like, oh, no, wait, there's another. I don't know if they make these anymore, but I need a Flintstones push pop in my life.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Yeah.
So one for your mouth and one in 2 hands.
Yep.
Wow.
I need. Do they still?
Giggity.
That's what someone said.
That's
just
what
push pop it
everybody
in.
said.
Just push pop it in.
Yes. So hashtag. Do they even still make them?
They do.
And follow up. Where the fuck can I find one? Okay. So I need all 3 of them before the end of this summer solstice. And then my final thought. Honestly. My final thought is I just think that it's so dope that after not being together for so long, like we can all kind of come back together and have this kind of moment. And like we'd be able to like do this like on our own, like no problem. But the fact is that we have people who care about what's going on with us and like where we've been. So like super shout out to every single one of you listening, because we appreciate you all so much. Y'all have been rocking with us, and we appreciate all the love and all the support. And honestly, like I said, like we could get together and like do this on our own, but it's just something special about being able to like share this type of conversation with the listening audience. And I know that brings me a lot of joy, and I want to
praise dance.
And PJ's doing
Light
the
of
dance.
day.
Oh, he's doing the light of day dance. Sorry, all I saw was hands going up in the air and coming down. I thought he was doing a rain dance. But yeah, the fact that we get to have these type of conversations after, you know, a small hiatus. And the hiatus was because all of us was out here being booked and busy and working, okay? Like, it wasn't like we just, we don't feel like recording, let's not record this week. It was, no, like, all of our schedules have been, like, so insane that, like, we literally could not stick to the schedule that we had. And so we're trying to be better about that. But the blessing is that we, you know, we are out here being booked and busy, and we got stuff to do. But we have not forgotten about you all, our listening audience. You all are very important to us, and we want to continue to kind of push out the kind of content that you guys want to hear. So like PJ said at the beginning of the episode, please write into us. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what conversations you want to take part in, because we do this because of y'all.
Exactly, guys. You know, I really... Besides the fact how much I love these guys, I love every last one of you guys who actually take the time to listen from beginning to end. Whether you listen for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, throughout the whole episode, we appreciate every single one of you. Because, you know,
and if you've listened to every single episode, you the real MVP.
You are the real MVP.
Yes.
You know,
the boss.
Okay, we weren't nominated as best R&B album.
no, we weren't. We were not nominated for that at all.
We were
Remix.
Okay, but I'm saying we were nominated for best podcast in Brooklyn for Not a Reason,
Yes.
And we appreciate every single one of you. What I want to make sure that you all know again is that we'll be putting information out in reference to the next Highly Melanated Voice question that's coming up. Just be on the lookout. And again, if you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is either if you follow us individually on our individual social medias, that's perfectly fine. If you follow what you should be following, the Highly Melanated podcast, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter at @H_melanatedpod, or whether you send us an email at highlymelanatedpodcast@gmail.com, or if you just go directly to the website, if you go to the contact us page, it'll actually send us the email itself as well, and just let us know that you want to be a part of it. So then when the next question comes out, you'll be one of those who actually are, you'll get the information and you just send it back. And if you don't know what that is, that's episode 45 that was actually released. It's 45. Not like 45.
Like Colt.
I was about to say we dedicate 45.
Colt 45. How about that? How about Colt 45? Colt 45.
I think I'm on a different wavelength than y'all right now.
She was talking about you didn't want to think about that 45.
Yes, I was.
No. That 45. That 45 is not.
Because that 45 for us is being what pro-black means. So let's dedicate the 45. Yeah, 45.
So we doing it. 45 is the number that should have came after Obama. But yeah.
He was 44, so that's a special number on it.
Oh, right. That's just, 44. You already know what 44 means. I forgot because I was looking at it because I woke up this morning at 4:44.
I've been saying 444
I've been
always.
saying
We're not
every
talking about
number.
Jay-Z albums, so stop it.
No, we're talking about seeing duplicates and numbers and
Talk
everything
about
like
master
that.
numbers here.
Yeah. So anyway, on that note,
Beginnings.
guys, we've said everything we had to say.
This time. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week for our next conversation here on Highly Melanated Podcast at...
You are listening to Brooklyn Free Speech Radio.
Thank you, random person.
On that note, guys, peace, love, and...
So...
Grease.
Group hugs
Dripping.
and rainbows
Dripping.
Connections.
Dripping, 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 dripping.
and unicorn
Dripping.
horns.
Press.
Dripping.
Press.
Dripping, 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 dripping.
3-point stance.
Act up. You can get snatched up. Act up, you can get snatched up. Dirty ass
Why is
little
her
bitch,
face
you
so
got the bag up.
intense as she's saying?